Hi, this is Dr. Jaron Soren here with Balance Point Chiropractic. At our clinic here in Caldwell, Idaho, we look at utilizing natural therapies to help people regain their health. And today what we're going to be talking about is gut health. Now, there's a lot of research going into the digestive system, into the gut and gut health. And what we've discovered is that the gut is really like a second brain. So much goes on with the gut. So much goes on with the digestive system in the body. And it's so interconnected with hormones with the brain and how the brain is functioning that now we're calling it the second brain. So really, for someone to be fully healthy, they have to have a healthy gut. Their digestive system has to be functioning properly. We have to be absorbing the nutrients and excreting waste products properly to be able to be fully functioning, happy people. There's an issue that's known as leaky gut syndrome, which basically what happens is there's lining in the gut, and it's basically a wall to keep bad things out and let good things pass through, right? And so what happens with that is the junctions in between the gut may start to break down a little bit. And those can get destroyed by things like foods that you might not tolerate. For some people that might be something like gluten, for other people it might be corn, for some people it might be dairy, things like that. And as we get that breakdown, and then also there can be chemicals in the environment, maybe pesticides, different things that we're exposed to that can actually break those walls down, right? And so what we find is that stuff in here that should be staying out of the bloodstream, right? The stuff in here that should be staying out starts to actually seep through a little bit, okay? And this affects people in significant ways. They deal with perhaps more pain. There have been links to depression with issues like this, chronic pain syndrome, as I mentioned, maybe chronic fatigue syndrome, just general irritability, maybe loss of focus. Some patients will say, I just feel like my brain's not clear, my brain's, I just feel foggy. And so a lot of times it's dealing with things like this. So part of what we want to do is actually both prevent something like this, would be the ideal, or help to heal that so that things that are breaking through can no longer break through because these walls here are nice and strong, okay? Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to have the right type of bacteria, the good guys, living and doing very well in here and growing happy. There's bacteria all over our body and very important in the digestive system. They've actually found that from the gut to our mouth, the gut or the bacterial difference is more significant than the bacteria in a desert to the bottom of the sea. So there's a significant difference in what the bacteria in our mouth is doing compared to actually in our gut. They've also found, they've done studies and found that people that live in the same home tend to have the same types of bacteria. So there's actually a shift with the people that we're living with. Now, it may be because of what they have been inoculated with, or it may be because of the foods they're eating, the activities they're doing, and things like that. But regardless, we see those tendencies. There's also, we're starting to see more studies with gut health and different, what we call it microbiome, right? But they're starting to do studies on weight loss, and they're finding that people with different types of bacteria in their digestive tracts will actually be either skinny or obese or overweight, depending on what's going on. Now, those things can be shifted again by the foods that we eat, by what we experience in the environment, things like that, okay? And so we really want to look at building the proper home for the right bacteria and doing things to help establish that. Now, people can use probiotics. Probiotics are great, right? If you have the good strands and different things like that, and we can talk about that. But there's also something called a prebiotic, which basically, what a prebiotic does is it basically helps build a nice home or homes for the microbiome, for the little microbes that are living within our digestive system. So prebiotics are very important as well to establish that. And again, we can use either supplements for that and also eating the proper foods and things of that nature. Okay. Now, the other thing to consider is, probiotics, which you can use supplements, things like that. You can also use something like kefir or something like that, different that would be an excellent source of probiotics as well. Actually, fermented foods, which, you know, nowadays we're starting to see a trend back to fermented foods, but it's been gone for quite a while. And now we actually know that fermented foods are one of the best sources of good, solid probiotics. So if you're dealing with gut issues, could be indigestion, could be constipation, could be loose stools, whatever, irritable bowel syndrome, something of that nature. Again, the foggy brain, fatigue, things like that could all be tied back to the gut. So if you're concerned about that, I hope you talk to me so that we can sit down and make a game plan and see if this is something that we need to work on together. Again, my name is Dr. Jaron Soren, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.